Tell them stop putting too much on your plate, especially if they ain't paying you no more money. Tell them to get out of your business and tell them to stop putting too much on you, okay? It is not the time to be overloaded and burnt out at work, okay? And these employers will take advantage of you and do exactly what you keep saying. You keep being at yes, 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 and you're being underpaid, you're stressed, you can't stand your staff, you can't stand your coworkers, and you wake up grumpy, you're angry. You don't need all of that, okay? What it sounds like is you are burnt out, and who the hell has time for that? So welcome to my channel. I'm Wendy Saint, and in today's video, we're gonna talk about being burnt out, because it's something that we've all experienced, and you're probably dealing with it right now. So let's talk about it. So being burnt out, especially at your job, can really take a major toll on you. So you're feeling stressed, you're feeling bothered, you're feeling annoyed, you don't want to go to work. Even if you run your own business, you know, you may deal with this, especially in your first year. And you're trying to figure out, why do I feel the way I feel? Why can't I sleep? Why do I have a headache? Because you are burnt out. You just haven't realized it yet. And with you being burnt out, it takes a major emotional, mental toll on you. And you start to look at things differently. You start to feel lost. You start to feel like, oh my gosh, I need to be doing something else, or I could be doing more with my days and my life. But instead, we pour so much into our jobs that we start to lose ourselves. And we get burnt out, and we feel underpaid. We feel underappreciated. And we're sitting here like, what am I doing? And when you get to the point where you feel like you're questioning yourself and you're asking yourself, what exactly am I doing? That's when it's time for you to set some plans and strategize. Set those in place so that you can figure out what your next move is. Because the minute you get too comfortable, the minute you're getting stressed, the minute you feel like, okay, things aren't going where I want it to go, it's time for you to go. And God has something better for you in store. The thing is, you just have to have faith, take that leap, and do it. Because the more you keep stressing, the more you are overloading yourself, the more you're not setting boundaries, the more you keep putting on your plate, the more burnt out you're gonna be. And it's not fair, because it's creating stress. You start lashing out on people. You'll take your anger out on your loved ones, your friends. Nobody wanna go out with you. Or for a happy hour, you negative Nancy, and don't nobody want to be around anybody like that. So it's time to make that change. This is your sign to make that change. Whether it's you starting with taking a step back, setting boundaries, setting realistic expectations and deadlines, these all can help you with stepping back and learning and helping yourself not to get so burnt out so easily. You know, if people are constantly walking in and out of your office, shut the door. Take a deep breath. Step outside. Tell people no. It's not done yet, but it will get done. I will let you know. I will keep you posted. And let people know, stop playing with me. I'm working on it. So that when you get to that point, your coworkers and people can understand that, listen, you know that I can do the job. You know I'm doing all that I possibly can right now. But right now, I am stressed. Of course, you're not going to say I'm stressed. But you will let them know that, look, I have to prioritize this versus this. And I will get back to you on that. Setting clear expectations. Putting plans. Strategizing and figuring out what exactly can you do to make your job easier, or running your business a lot easier and efficiently, so that you are not so easily burnt out and stressed out. Especially your first year of running your business. It can be very stressful. And most of the time, your first year, you're putting your all into it, and it can get a little bit overwhelming. But I'm talking about if you're primarily working at a job that you just don't want to do anymore, but you're there because you feel like, okay, jobs ain't hiring right now, or I like my income, I just hate my job, or I hate the fact that I'm in a negative environment. When you get to that point of not wanting to get out of bed, or you just looking at people like, why are you talking to me right now? It's time for you to make some moves. Time to make some real moves. And the question is, what exactly are you going to do to make those moves? I tell you one thing, you gotta have faith and take that leap. Have faith, believe, write, and plan. And set boundaries and take a step back real quick, because you don't want to continue to be so stressed out with your job where you feel underappreciated or underpaid, etc., etc. So we've all been there, but I came on here to say, listen, you ain't got to be so burnt out. You ain't got to deal with it. You don't have to be where you're not appreciated, where you're not celebrated, where you're putting so much on you and you keep telling your employer, yes, 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 and you really want to say, I don't even know how I'm going to get this done. Now you're putting that stress on yourself, and you start to feel like, oh my gosh, I'm really not going to get this done in time. What am I going to do? So now you start to make mistakes. Then you start to talk down to yourself and like, oh my gosh, I really can't believe that I was supposed to get this done. Now I can't go out. I can't enjoy quality time with my family or friends because I'm telling my boss, my manager, I can get this done when I really can't. And if you feel that, okay, you're not going to get this done in time, be honest with yourself. Be honest with your manager, your supervisor, your boss, and let them know that, look, you will get this done, but you're falling a little behind. Or right now, I got to prioritize this versus that. And just communicate. That's what I kind of say. But being burnt out is no joke. And you start to question everything that you do. You start to second guess yourself. So this is your sign today that if you are feeling burnt out, it's time for you to make some changes. Because it's not fun going to a job every single day that you are feeling like you're so over it. Why are you accepting that when you deserve so much better? You're drained. You feel like you have no ambition. You don't know what to do, where to go, who to talk to. And it could be a little too much for us. Trust me, I know I've definitely been through it, especially with working in the different industries that I have. Being burnt out has come along with it. And that's when I know that it's time for me to go, okay? Because when it gets to that point where you know, like, okay, I've done what I've came to do. I'm over this. I don't want to be here. I want to be on to bigger and better things. And look, that is perfectly fine. And you know what? When you get to the point of realizing that, what exactly would bring you more joy, peace, happiness. And not saying that wherever you go, whether you plan on starting a business or going to another job, not saying that you may not face that. It really just depends on the amount and the overload that you're definitely putting on yourself. Before making any changes or quitting that job, start to reevaluate and step back a bit and think about, how can I set these boundaries so that I can make sure that I'm not overloaded? What can I do now that can help me to better prepare me for my next chapter in my life with this new job or this new business, so that you can know, okay, right now I need to step back and really, really learn to think hard and clear about not overloading yourself. And we've all faced trials and tribulations like that, where we just feel like, you know what am I even doing? So before anything, make sure that you start to prioritize your mental health. Make sure that you are creating a plan so that you're not spreading yourself so thin and you're not going into so many different directions. And if you're feeling overwhelmed, shut your office door. If you're in a cubicle, somebody want to stop by and gossip or anything like that, let them know you just not right now. Because the more that you feed into all of that stuff, the more you're like, oh my God, I'm not going to get it done in this timely manner. The more you start to feel like, oh my gosh, this is a little too much for me. And you start to taking that energy home, around your kids, around your significant other. And that ain't cool. So before anything, set realistic expectations, set boundaries, take some time to breathe. If you need to step outside of that office, take that break. And this goes for your corporate job, whatever job you have, as well as, running your business or starting a new business. Really think about what you can do to help you maneuver and get through your days the best way that you possibly can to avoid the overload and being burnt out and stressed out, because ain't nobody got time for that. Go exactly where you feel that you're worth more, where you feel that, you can challenge yourself a bit more, where you feel that you really want to be. Go there and stop wasting your time at a job that you could care less about, or stop wasting your time doing something that your parents may have wanted you to do, or your significant other may have wanted you to do. Think about what exactly is it that you want to do to bring you peace and happiness, and structure it accordingly. If you are not 100% all in to that job or that business or what you're helping others to do, you're not going to be that focused. You're not going to give it your all. So definitely be careful. Be careful with making promises that you can't keep. Not saying, no, I can't do that right now. Because the minute you become that person at work that says yes to everything, it starts to literally build on you, and then to the point that you just feel overloaded and you feel like you're driving yourself crazy. Next you know, you got gray hairs before you're even 35. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, because I think gray hair is very nice. But in general, you don't need all that stress. You really don't. You deserve better. So, and think about it. Are you really burnt out at work or in life? Do you feel like you're putting too much on yourself, that you feel like you feel lost? You feel like you don't want to get out of bed, you don't want to go to work, you're angry, you're lashing out on people? If you feel that way, then it's time to make a change, time to set boundaries, and time to make some real moves so that you are happy and you're not wasting every bit of yourself and spreading yourself thin. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Until next time, I'm Wendy Saint. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment down below. And tell me what your thoughts are on this video. Until next time, peace.